You know that feeling, don't you?
Mm.
Like, whether it's getting a brand new car, that amazing showroom smell.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe, that really trusty old one.
Exactly. The one that's seen you through countless adventures, right?
It's part of your story.
Totally. Well, have you ever stopped to think about how much your own life journey is kind of like a car's lifespan?
It sounds a bit out there at first, maybe.
Maybe. But that's actually our fascinating subject for this deep dive.
Okay.
We've gathered, well, a whole stack of sources, articles, some research, really insightful notes, actually, that explore these surprisingly deep connections between a car's journey and, well, your journey.
Right. So what's the plan? What are we trying to get out of this comparison?
Okay, yeah. Our mission today is basically to pull out the most important bits of wisdom from all this stuff.
The nuggets.
Yeah, the nuggets. Seeing how that whole cycle, creation, use, wear and tear, fixing things up, and then rest, how that applies to us, to you.
And what's really striking looking at these sources is just how universal it feels.
Universal? How so?
Well, they're not just clever little comparisons, They genuinely offer practical ways to think about navigating your own life.
Practical insights.
Okay, yeah, with maybe a bit more wisdom, more purpose. It's like understanding the mechanics of living almost, how to drive your life well.
I like that. The mechanics of living. Okay, let's hit the road then. Start at the very beginning.
The ignition.
Exactly. The ignition, as the sources call it. So picture this. Brand new car, just gleaming, right? Rolling off that showroom floor.
Yep. Fresh, full potential.
Totally. But it needs that careful running in period.
Like you can't just floor it immediately.
No. And the sources talk about this as the manufacturing phase, the initial quality control, everything tested, calibrated.
Setting the stage for the whole journey ahead. It's delicate.
It is. And how does that connect to us?
Well, it connects almost perfectly to human birth in those very early years.
Your foundation. Ah, okay. The ignition phase for a person.
Exactly. And
Sure.
that foundation you build, or, that gets built for you, it matters
Yeah.
hugely.
So like nurturing education.
Nurturing, education, discipline, developing your core systems. Things like emotional intelligence, social skills, the basic beliefs that kind of guide you.
So like the car maker invests in getting the basics right.
Precisely. The care and attention you get, or maybe don't get, in those formative years, it pretty much sets the trajectory for how well you'll perform later on.
Okay, so for you listening, what's the really crucial takeaway here? Is it just about being gentle, or is there more to it if things go wrong early?
Well, the sources point to something pretty stark, actually.
Ah.
They say over-revving a new engine shortens its life.
Right.
Just as pushing children too hard or neglecting them has the same effect.
Okay, so it's not just about like a shorter life.
No, it's deeper. It can create these almost irreversible structural weaknesses, things that no amount of later maintenance can ever fully fix. So the insight is really that gentle, early investment. It prevents much bigger, costlier, sometimes impossible repairs down the line.
The quality of that initial build pays dividends.
For decades, absolutely.
Okay, so from that gentle start, we move into what the sources call the first gear and break-in period.
Right. Think youth and young adulthood.
So the car's been run in carefully, now it's learning to move, find its momentum in first gear.
And then that critical break-in period.
Where the driver still needs to be pretty gentle, right? Avoid extreme speeds, let everything settle.
Yeah, you're finding out what the car can do, but without pushing it too hard too fast. It's exciting, but you need to be aware.
And for us, that's like our 20s, early 30s.
Exactly. Those pivotal years, it's exploratory. Tons of energy, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it really does need that dose of caution. It's when you're figuring out your capabilities, learning your limits.
And setting up life patterns.
Setting up those patterns, yeah. And it's also when, prioritizing your physical health, your mental well-being, developing skills. That's what really creates the conditions for peak performance later.
That makes sense. But how do the sources say we should balance that huge youthful energy with the need for caution? That feels like a really tricky balancing act for a lot of people.
Oh, it absolutely is. And the sources offer a clear warning here.
Okay.
A reckless driver may speed without checking mirrors, much like a teenager rushing without foresight.
Right. I think we can all picture that.
Yeah. So the insight isn't just don't crash. It's about smart, intentional shifting,
Okay.
channeling that energy into learning, into discipline. It builds this internal resilience, like a stronger chassis for your life.
Ah, okay. So you're set up for more stable long-term mileage.
Exactly. Instead of just burning out early.
Which brings us quite naturally to the highway and peak performance, adulthood, prime time.
Yeah, this is the good part, maybe.
This is the car cruising smoothly on the highway, mature, performing at its best.
Optimal.
And the sources say this is when things like fuel efficiency, regular servicing, steady driving, that's what really matters.
Right. They even talk about years 3 to 7 for a car as being its sweet spot.
The sweet spot, yeah, reliable, smooth running, operating at its peak.
And for us, that maps perfectly onto adulthood, especially those prime working years, say 30s through your 50s.
Right, when experience finally meets energy.
That's it. You're capable of your biggest achievements, taking on the toughest journeys, carrying the heaviest loads, metaphorically speaking.
So how do the sources suggest we maintain this peak performance? How do we avoid, running ourselves ragged?
Well, this is where the sources really stress that peak performance isn't about, like, short bursts of speed.
No.
No, it's about optimizing your fuel efficiency, how effectively you convert your effort into output.
Okay, efficiency through consistency.
Exactly, through consistent balanced routines. They actually warn overloading a car reduces performance.
Makes sense.
Overburdening life with stress drains vitality. It's the same principle.
So it comes back to that regular servicing idea.
Absolutely crucial. In life terms, that means balanced nutrition, regular health checkups, smart financial planning.
Exercise, continued learning.
Yes, consistent exercise, always learning, and maybe most importantly, really investing in those meaningful relationships.
Those are the things that keep the engine running smoothly.
And ensure your journey isn't cut short by, well, breakdowns.
But breakdowns, or at least wear and tear, are inevitable, right?
Yeah.
Even with the best car.
Unfortunately, yes. Which leads us to the servicing and maintenance years, midlife and beyond.
Yeah, every car starts showing its age eventually. Little oil leaks, maybe the brakes feel a bit worn, paint fades.
It just happens. And the sources point out, cars just need more frequent attention over time. Worn parts need replacing. Tune-ups become essential.
Non-negotiable if you want to keep it running.
Exactly. It's just part of the journey.
And for us humans, this maps onto midlife.
Directly. Which, let's be honest, can bring its own challenges, right? Health issues might crop up, maybe some emotional weariness.
A need to recalibrate things.
A very real need for recalibration, yeah. And this phase really highlights how important it is to get much more intentional about your maintenance routines.
So things like health screenings become
Yeah.
more important.
Critical health screenings, yeah.
Yeah.
Actively maintaining social connections, that's huge. Continuously updating skills, too.
It's like the smart car owner who doesn't wait for the engine to seize.
Exactly. They practice preventative maintenance.
So this stage sounds like it requires a really different kind of focus, a proactive one. What happens if we don't embrace that, according to the sources?
Well, they really hammer this point home. Skipping car service leads to breakdowns.
Right. Obvious.
Ignoring health checkups and self-care invites crisis.
Invites crisis. Okay.
The insight here isn't just about living longer. It's about preventing that catastrophic failure that can happen when you ignore the warning signs.
So just like mechanics replace worn parts.
We have to adapt our habits, maybe refresh our priorities, sometimes even kind of reinvent ourselves to keep moving forward effectively.
It's an investment that avoids much bigger costs later.
Definitely.
And then, as the miles keep clocking up, we move into the vintage phase and wisdom of the road.
Old age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really love the image the sources use here. A well-kept vintage car.
Ah, yes. Admired, respected.
Cherished,
Right.
right? It might not be the fastest thing on the road anymore,
No.
but it's just rich with stories, with history.
And they even mentioned that a high mileage car, if it's been properly cared for, can actually outperform a neglected newer model in some ways.
Reliability, maybe?
Dignity.
Yeah, there's a certain dignity and dependability that comes with age and good maintenance.
That is a lovely way to think about it. And the connection to old age.
It connects beautifully. Physical strength might decline naturally,
Sure.
but the wisdom, the experience, that whole lifetime of memories, it brings this incredible depth.
And the sources really emphasize that older folks who consistently invested in their health, their relationships, their growth, they often have this vitality, this wisdom that goes way beyond just their age on paper.
They've learned how to handle the road.
Exactly. They know the terrain. They know when to speed up, when to coast, the importance of those rest stops.
So it's not just about getting old, it's about how you age. What's the big lesson here for you listening about creating a meaningful vintage phase.
Well, the sources offer a pretty stark reminder here, too.
Okay.
A neglected car rusts in the garage. A neglected life fades into regret.
Oof, that hits hard.
It does. The powerful insight is that aging isn't just something that happens to us. We actually create our vintage phase by the choices we make all along.
So with care, with intention.
Aging transforms into legacy, not obsolescence.
Legacy, not obsolescence. I like that.
It encourages us, to really treasure connections, focus on gratitude, and actively think about passing on that priceless knowledge, that wisdom that only comes from a life fully lived.
A vintage car carries stories.
And older people hold that invaluable wisdom for the next generation.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit, because the journey isn't always just stage after stage, is it?
No, life throws curveballs, detours.
Exactly. So let's talk about some deeper lessons, starting with the restoration process. Second chances.
Ah, yeah.
This is fascinating.
You see it with classic cars, right? Ones that look like they were heading for the junkyard.
Totally written off.
And then they get lovingly restored, rebuilt, often end up more beautiful, more valuable than ever.
It's amazing what patience and skill can do.
And the parallel for us.
It's incredibly powerful. The sources stress that we humans have this truly remarkable ability to restore ourselves at any stage.
Any stage,
Yeah.
really.
Think about recovering from addiction or rebuilding after a huge loss, or even just deciding, you know what, I need a complete change of direction.
Restoration is always possible.
It takes patience, absolutely.
Mhm.
Skill, often professional help, but the results can be genuinely transformative. So no matter how much wear and tear you've experienced.
Restoration is an option. And sometimes, honestly, our greatest strength, our greatest beauty emerges after we've been rebuilt.
Wow. Okay. And then there's this other idea. Different models, different purposes.
Right. Obvious with cars, isn't it?
Totally. A race car is built for speed. An SUV for utility, maybe off-road. A luxury sedan for comfort.
Each designed for a specific job, a specific environment.
You wouldn't take the race car camping, would you?
Probably not. Or try to win a race in the SUV.
Right. So how does that apply to life?
It's a great reminder that there's absolutely no single template for a successful life.
No one size fits all.
Not at all. Some people are genuinely built for those intense, high-speed careers. Others absolutely excel in nurturing roles where relationships are the priority.
Some need the city buzz, others need quiet.
Exactly. The key is understanding your own unique design, your inherent strengths, your limitations, your optimal operating conditions.
Knowing your own model.
Knowing your model. And the big lesson here is basically stop trying to be a race car if you're built like a family van, and vice versa.
Okay, I get that.
Honor your own design. Excel within your intended purpose. That's where you'll find real fulfillment, real peak performance for your specific model.
Trying to be something you're not just doesn't work, leads to stress.
Inefficiency, unhappiness,
Yeah.
burnout.
What incredible insights. Okay, so as we start to wrap up this deep dive, what really stands out for you from all these sources? What are the practical takeaways for you listening right now?
Yeah, what really crystallizes is how these sources boil down complex life lessons into really actionable steps.
Okay, like what?
Well, first, invest heavily in your foundation early on. Your education, health, character, get those basics solid.
Right, the ignition phase.
Second, practice that preventive maintenance throughout life. Don't wait for things to break. Regular checkups, exercise, keep learning, nurture relationships.
Consistent servicing.
Third, know your model. Really understand your strengths, your limits, what conditions help you thrive. Don't try to be someone else's car.
Be true to your design.
Fourth, actually embrace the journey itself. Life, like driving, isn't just about getting to the destination. Enjoy the view, take interesting detours, appreciate the ride,
Enjoy the scenery.
and finally plan for different terrains. Life isn't all smooth highway. There will be rough patches, back roads. Be prepared, be adaptable.
Adjust your driving style accordingly.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, this has been such a powerful deep dive. It really hammers home that idea of life as a well-maintained car. It's not just about speed.
No.
It's how well we drive, how mindfully we do the servicing, and I guess the quality of the journeys we create.
It really does underline that, mortality is a given, right? But meaning is optional.
Meaning is optional. Okay.
Yeah. A life well lived, it's not just measured in years stacked up. It's measured in the quality of that journey, the positive impact you leave behind.
Building a legacy that lasts, not just a car that lasted.
That's a great way to put it.
And maybe to leave you, our listener, with one last really provocative thought. This came from Dr. Praveen Ramachandra in the source material.
Oh, yes, this was good.
He said, "A car's true value is not in its shine, but in the roads it has traveled.
Hmm.
A human's true value is not in years lived, but in lives touched."
Powerful.
Isn't it? So maybe as you reflect on your own journey, think about what kind of roads you're choosing, what terrains you're navigating, and crucially, what kind of impact are you leaving on the passengers and the places you pass through?
It's not just reaching the end point, is it?
No, it's about becoming the kind of person, maybe like that well-maintained classic car that others admire for the grace, the resilience, the stories gathered over all those miles.
A journey well traveled.
Exactly. Lots to think about there.